Hey, what's up guys? You're looking at the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 clone from AliExpress. I bought this knife about a year ago for $29 US. I'm currently on the market to find the best sub $30 EDC folding knife, preferably with ambidextrous design and a locking mechanism that doesn't need you to put your finger in front of the blade to close the knife. So we're talking about compression locks, axis lock, maybe back lock, we'll see about that. Currently I have this one on my list. I'm looking forward to buy the Yojimbo 2 clone with the compression lock. I've already bought the Ganzo G745, which is a copy of the HK Axis by Benchmade. I've already bought the Benchmade Amicus copy. It's a very similar design, but without the flipper and without the assisted opening, and G10 handles instead of aluminum handles. This one has the axis lock too. Those two last knives are coming in the next month, so I'll probably do an unboxing or at least a review on them. And when I'll have those 3 or 4 knives, I'll tell you guys my top pick for the best sub $30 EDC folding knife. So the Paramilitary 2 clone. I got this knife, as I said, at the beginning of summer 2015. Not long after I started my addiction with knives that started with the Spyderco Tenacious in January 2015. I don't have my Spyderco Tenacious anymore, so I cannot show it off to you, but I can tell you that it's the knife that started all. I bought that knife for $35 US in January 2015, and then I the Kershaw Cryo or Kershaw Skyline, Spyderco Dragonfly 2. I started with the Spyderco Dragonfly 2 clone, then I bought the real one. And then I got interested in axis lock, compression lock, and more expensive knife. At that time I wasn't able to justify spending over $100 on a knife, so I looked up for cheap Spyderco Paramilitary alternative, and I found out about this clone. There were 2 options. There were this $30 version with the wave pattern G10 and the black wash handle, or the $15 versions with the black painted blade, plain G10, orange camo or black handles, and also there's a satin blade model. I really preferred this model because first it looked custom, and the G10 is a lot more grippy than the one provided with the copy of the Para 2. I've heard some bad reviews about how the G10 feels cheap on the copies. This one doesn't feel cheap at all. So let me take you through this knife by starting with the blade. Here I have some paper to show you the edge this knife can get. Here we have CPM S30V. And we all know it's not CPM S30V. The seller was honest enough to say that it's 5CR13 MOV, which is a pretty decent steal for the price. It's really similar, almost the same as 8CR13 MOV found on the Spyderco Tenacious, which I loved. It's really easy to sharpen, easy to maintain, and it has a decent edge retention. It can get pretty sharp, as you can see with this piece of paper. Even the tip is really sharp. That's what I like about this knife. The big belly with the fine point makes for a real good utility knife or EDC knife. So opening packages, cutting tape, slicing page to give to a friend in class or things like that. It's really a good blade shape. With a slimmer blade profile than the the Spyderco Tenacious, it's easier to cut through fruit and vegetable. So I think it's better for food prep than the Spyderco Tenacious. I'm not gonna run around and kill people with my knife, so I'm not too worried about the blade breaking. The bigger thumb hole opener is a lot easier to access than the little one on the Spyderco Tenacious. So I really prefer this one over the Spyderco Tenacious. The jimping on the knife also is a lot more useful than the one on the Spyderco Tenacious. It was decent on the other one, but this one is sharper and tighter, a tighter pattern. It has jimping on the finger throw, on the thumb ramp, and even between the scales. Here we have the compression lock. Compression lock locks in at about 40%. This lock never failed. I've only used this knife for EDC tasks, so I've never put this knife through to hard use. But up to now, it's pretty decent. It's the same or better than my Spyderco Tenacious liner lock. As you can see too, the knife is really smooth, so no need for a big flick of the wrist to close the knife. Even I can open the knife with the compression lock if I wanted to. But the majority of the time I use the thumb opener to open the knife because it's really easy to access, and the compression lock to close the knife one-handed. And sometimes when there's people around, I use two hand, so they're less scared of, of the knife. What else about this knife? I already talked a bit about the G10, but the G10 on this knife has a really good grip. Even that I needed to send a bit the wave pattern under the pocket clip to make it easier to slide in my pocket and clip to my pants. The clip has a good retention, you're not gonna lose this knife. It's the same clip found on the Spyderco Tenacious and on the Paramilitary 2. So it really looked like the genuine clip. The blade centering, I know it's important for a lot of people, is almost perfect. Maybe a bit to the left. But I've taken this knife apart numerous times to clean it and to make it smooth as it is now. So maybe it's my fault if the blade is not centered 100%. The knife is pretty light. It carries very well. It has a simple profile. So when you try to access your cell phone or your keys or something in your pockets, it doesn't take up a lot of space. So why I always compare this knife to the Spyderco Tenacious when I should compare it to the genuine Paramilitary 2. First, I don't have the genuine Paramilitary 2, and I sold my Spyderco Tenacious because of this knife. When I received this knife, I felt like the steel was the same. The blade shape was really similar, a bit shorter but almost the same. The handle was much more comfortable. The compression lock is a lot more fun than the liner lock on the Spyderco Tenacious, and the price is about the same. So I sold my Spyderco Tenacious for the same price I bought this one. So I'm really happy with this trade, and I recommend this knife to anyone who wanna experience the Spyderco experience. I can say I've already handled Paramilitary 2s in the past, and I'd say that it's almost the same feel. The sound is a little bit different, but the smoothness is the same with this one at least. I don't know about the other models found for $15 on AliExpress and DHgate. So that's about it for the review. I'll make a new video soon to review the 4 knives I talked at the beginning of the video. and at the end I'll make a comparison video of the 3 or 4 knife I got to choose what is my favorite budget EDC with special locks. So I'll show you a close-up of the knife one last time, and then that'll be it for the video. Hope you like it. If you want more, comment, subscribe, and I'll be sure to keep you guys updated with my knife purchase and everything I do in the knife.